This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelos Services, Inc. We are located at 9696 Antelope Road, Beverly Hills, California, 90210. And we're performing a video sewer inspection. This portion of the inspection is going to go through a 3-inch ABS plastic mainline sewer cleanout, and we are right by the garage area. This is the garage door to the addition part, the newer part of the house, of the property. I believe built in maybe 2018, and this is going out toward the driveway and the gate. We're probably going to go all the way out to the city sewer. Hopefully we'll see where this goes. Okay, we're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening so we get a good accurate reading. And we are going through an ABS plastic mainline sewer cleanout. We're going to drop down, making a turn immediately. As I said, we're in ABS plastic piping. Hopefully we're going out toward the street. From what I can see, we are. We'll be able to tell here. It might be 80 to 100 feet out by the time if we hit the city sewer, if we are going in that direction or we're not picking up other parts of the house, parts of the property, maybe the older section of the house next to us. A little debris in there, which is common. So far, the ABS plastic sewer line appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Quite a few turns. You have to be careful with flushing wipes. Okay, we're going to have to get a little debris on the camera lens. So we're going to run some water real quick and try and clear that off. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, now we can see very clearly, but we're going to pull back from 100 feet. Located this area, and it will transition from the other clean out. We should be able to get through there. Hopefully there's a lot less turns, and we can see the rest of it. So far, this line appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, and that's about as good as it gets unless it's brand new and just installed. There were a lot of turns in this line. With as long as the line is and the amount of fixtures in the house, as long as you've got a good amount of water going through the line, it should not back up. Should not have an issue with backups, but you still have to be careful with using baby wipes or hygiene wipes because of the fact that there are so many turns. They will slow down with the low volume of water with toilets now at 1.6, and some of them are 1.2. The water will not push the wipes all the way out, and they will compact, and they will cause stoppages. Okay, we saw all this really clearly. Everything looks good. That's the kitchen sink inlet.
Unknown caller.
So we're going to just keep pushing out. Or pulling back, excuse me. We're going to keep pulling back. We've already seen this area. So we're going to pull back now, and we're going to relocate our camera to the other clean out that is closer to the front gate. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're in, that was the area we were at. A little glare from the sun, but that was the garage door, and we're right in the right corner. And now we're up by the fence area, the gate. There's a 3-inch ABS plastic cleanup. We're going to run through here, see if we can get all the way out to the city sewer. We're in ABS plastic pipe and fittings. So far we look to be in fair and maintainable condition. Little cobwebs, nothing to be concerned about. Making the turn. Making some more turns. Have glue over pour, so you've got the icicles hanging down from the glue. Nothing to be concerned about. Making another turn and another turn. Let's have a lot of turns in the sewer line. Making a drop and another turn. And we gotta get some water running. So we're gonna run some water from here, try and push out. We're gonna pause one more time. Okay, now we've got water running, which will hopefully help us to push out. These turns are really hurting us. There's so many in the line. We've got a good stiff cable. We have a good stiff cable in here. Still making it very difficult to try and push out past here. I'm going to back up a little bit and see if we get lucky here. Okay, we're going to remove this camera real quick. I've already seen out to here, out to 65 feet. I'm going to remove this camera. I'm going to try and put a larger camera with stiffer cable in there. May have an issue though because of the turns as well. This one's generally better trying to make all the turns. I'm going to go ahead and remove this camera and put our other camera in. Can't really see much on the way back. We saw everything on the way out. So, okay, up to about 65 feet. Okay, we removed our camera. We're going to pause for a moment, switch cameras. Okay, we're going to insert our larger camera. We zeroed out our camera monitor. Hopefully we can get out further, but most of the time the other cable will get around the turns better, but we'll try this one. If not, we're going to have to back up and go through another clean out. We saw all this up to about 65 feet, so I'm going to run it out quickly to that point, and we'll see if we can get past there. Again, does not want to go past this area with all the turns. The only way that we may be able to get through these is to run a hydro jetter with the camera attached to the jetter with it. Will help it propel. It will help it propel the camera, because we got a lot of water running, which would usually help us push out. But does not want to go past that point with all the turns. We're going to shut the water down. Just take a look real quick. I didn't see any offsets. We didn't see any reason why the camera wouldn't go. We're going to run more water just for the heck of it. Try it again. See if it'll help it float the camera out. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we've got even more water running, so just for the heck of it, I'm going to try and see if there's any way I can push out past that area. This doesn't seem to want to go. And this is the same area, I believe, that I got stuck at. It just stopped from the other clean out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to shut off all our water. And then we'll pull the camera out. And then we'll move it to the back of the older section of the house where there's a large clean out. See if that goes straight out or straighter. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we are at 63 feet 6 inches on the camera monitor. We're just going to put our locator on and just check that area. So we're going to pause for another moment. Okay, we've located this area and we are at approximately 6 feet deep, right by the curb area in front of the older section of the property. It's right on the face of Antelope Road. So we're going to pull back very slowly. And we've got a pretty steep rise right here. You can't see too much. Got a little bit of water running. We've got home inspectors in the house. And we saw all of this. We saw all of this on the way out earlier with the smaller camera. Unfortunately, as I said, there's so many turns in the line that unfortunately we can't pass that area. We would need a hydro jetter to propel the camera out. Pulling back. I'm going to pause for a quick moment. I'm going to try a little trick, see if it'll help us. Okay, we're going to try something. We're going to put on a plastic ball that I've modified to try and help to get around some of the turns a little bit easier and maybe push out. We're not that far from the city sewer, so we want to try See if this will help. See if this will get us out past that 65 foot area, 63 foot area. We're just going to push in. We've already seen all this. We're just going to get out as far as we possibly can, and then we'll see what happens. So there's a lot of turns. It's the last turn. It just doesn't want to go. Let's see. Okay, well, we did make it. Now we're transitioning to vitreous clay. So we're going to run some more water, and now we're going to push. We're going to push as hard as we can. This is the transition to vitreous clay, to the lateral in the street. I don't know how long this lateral is. Maybe difficult to even get out to the city sewer, but we're going to try. I'm going to pause for a moment and run some more water. Okay, we got some water running, so hopefully that will help us to push out to the city. A little bit more water. Pause for a moment. Okay, we're gonna continue to try and push out. We may have to pause here and there to let the water help us to float the camera a little bit. I don't believe we're too far from the city. We're going to just keep trying to push out. Okay, we're making our turn, which is good. And this is, I believe, is our drop into the city. I believe that may be the city tie-in. We're going to shut our water off, and we're going to take a look. We're at 84 feet 8 inches on the camera monitor, so we're going to locate that area and shut our water down. Okay, we located this area in the street, and this is the city sewer tie-in connection. We're going to begin pulling back. We're in vitreous clay. And we have a lot of root intrusions. We have a large offset right there, right in front of us, that we couldn't get past. You can see when I pull back a little bit. Mm-hmm. You have a pretty good offset, and the city sewer tie-in connection is right in front of it. Major root intrusion here. Those roots are, for roots, they're pretty big.
Okay.
And then coming back even more. A lot of heavy root intrusion. And then we had more even coming back.
Okay.
And then a big wad of roots. And the size of the roots in some of them are pretty large. And that's pretty much it for about maybe 4 or 5 feet. Then we're coming up and coming back, and we're not too bad here. The lateral is not that long. feet.
20 feet of root intrusion?
Well, 20 feet of lateral.
Okay.
The root intrusion was only about 5 feet.
Okay.
Now there's the ABS plastic transition to the vitreous clay lateral right there. And I marked this area earlier right at the curb.
Okay.
I've got an orange flag out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to continue pulling back from here. That's the ABS plastic to vitreous clay transition. And we got out to the city sewer. We were maybe 3 feet short. We could see the opening to the city sewer. We couldn't reach it all the way, but there's numerous areas that are really bad. We have serious root intrusion and offsets also in the vitreous clay lateral. So that, in my recommendation, should be replaced. I would not clean it and put a liner in. There's too many large trees in the area, and with the root intrusion now, it will penetrate a liner within a very short time. If you put a new lateral in here, it's warranted for 20 years, and I have laterals that I put in back in the 70s that are still fine. Having a hard time getting the skid ball out of here a little bit. Let's play with it. We're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we got the skid ball out. We got our camera out, got the skid ball out of there. Sometimes these things get hung up in the turns and joints and maybe very difficult, but there's the skid ball. We got it out, so we're in good shape. And now we're going to move our equipment to the back of the newer section of the property. There's a clean out, 3-inch clean out on the wall. We're going to try and run through there and see what the waistline underneath the slab looks like. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we've moved our camera equipment to the far left corner of the newer section of the property. And we're right around the corner from the backyard and the pool. We're going to take a look at this and just see what the waistline looks like under the house. Yeah. Zero out our camera monitor, kind of in the bushes a little bit here. We'll zero out our camera monitor, begin pushing through, taking a look at the line. Those fittings appear to be in fair and maintainable condition, as do those. Making another turn, some more inlets. We're in ABS plastic pipe and fittings. There's going to be a lot of inlets off this line. We're looking to see if we have any major bellies or breaks or anything else in the waistline. They appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another joint, a little bit of a turn, another inlet, another turn. These are very slight turns, they aren't drastic turns like the other side. We have an inlet, we have a little bit of water coming down more than likely. That's a toilet that's not shutting off all the way. Generally that's what that is. Making another turn. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Okay, we're going to pause and go locate this area for a moment. Okay, we've located this area. We're out in the driveway by the large garage door on the newer section of the property. So we did pass our tie-in to our clean out. I'm just going to pull back now. We've already taken a look at everything. And all of the waistline that we can see appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Pull back and pull our camera out. Then we're going to run through a 4-inch ABS plastic clean out behind the older section of the house and see what that looks like. Okay, we're pulling up and out of our waistline clean out now. We're at the rear of the house, the newer section, and right next to the backyard. That will conclude that portion of the waistline inspection. Now we're going to pause for a moment, move our equipment over to the older section of the house, the original section of the house, behind there to the 4-inch ABS plastic clean out. Okay, we moved our camera equipment and we are at the right rear corner of the original main house. And there's 2 air conditioning condensers here. And there is a 4-inch ABS plastic sewer clean out. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor right here. We're going to run through and see if this goes kind of straight out to the sewer. There's a little debris on the camera lens. I'm going to go ahead and pull our camera out. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we pulled our camera out. Had a lot of debris on the camera lens. We're going to try and push through again and just see if we can get out and be able to see anything. May have to try and get out far enough and then either run water or we get into water like we did. Pulling back, I can see a whole lot easier. Making some turns. We'll take a look at everything on the way back more than anything. Kind of hard to go slow when you got so much debris in there. Joint appears to be in fair maintainable condition. We'll see better on the way back. We're going to get into some water and we'll run water when we get out. This way we wash the camera lens off and we'll be able to pull back without having the debris getting on the camera lens. Okay, we're going to go run some water real quick, so we're going to pause for just a moment. Okay, we pushed out. We got out to about 92 feet. I'm going to pause here for one moment. We're going to go out and locate this area real quick. So we're going to pause video for a moment while we do this. Okay, we've located this area just to the left of the front entrance of the house, the original house. So we're going to begin pulling back now. These joints in the ABS plastic appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Now we got some very large roots growing in, and they're growing into that joint right there. They're growing into that joint. That joint has failed. So we're going to locate that area real quick, and we're going to mark it with a flag. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we located this area and marked this area at approximately 1 foot 9 inches deep on the left-hand side of the entrance of the original house. There is a large palm tree right there, and we are right next to it. I marked it with an orange flag. We're going to pull our camera back now. We didn't see anything else going out, but we'll take a look. This one, the roots are just pushing the joint apart. They're just shifting the joint, pulling it apart, and the roots are getting in from the palm tree. So we're going to continue pulling back now. I don't see any other issues. I didn't see any on the way out, but we had to kind of push out quickly. So we've got another inlet there, which I believe is a bathroom inside. A little bit of debris. Another inlet. Another inlet from fixtures, from a toilet, from a bathtub, from a shower. Another inlet. Just have some cobwebs there. Nothing to be concerned about. Going to continue pulling back. Joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another inlet. Making a turn. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. A little bit of cobwebs. Okay, making another turn. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another turn there. Those joints as well appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another inlet. It's a double inlet there. Now we're pulling back to our clean out, and that will conclude our video waistline and sewer line inspection from the back of the original house. The original piece of property that was here. And that will conclude our video waistline and sewer line inspection. Thank you.